Sir, did you ask Bibi for a 3-day pause?
He posts.
Did you ask the Prime Minister of Israel for a 3-day pause?
Didn't get a chance to talk to him. I did ask him for a pause in the past. Yesterday. Still waiting here for other people.
I hope so, and then I can show you. We do. We have we have a lot left to.
Has President Biden seen the polls from CBS News and New York Times that were out this weekend that show he's trailing the former president if they were to go against each other in 2024?
Be very clear here. Like, we have to really take these polls with a grain of salt, as we should really be very mindful here. And one of the reasons why is just a year ago, right, back in 2022, there was the red wave that never materialized, right? And then back in October of 22, there were multiple stories about how there was going to be a red wave, Democrats were going to be wiped out. And, you know, we're not talking about that, what we were seeing back in October of 2022. Look, and I'll take it even further. In 2011, this time in 2011, we saw Senator Romney, we saw polls of Senator Romney beating President Obama, and that's where those polls were. You know, there's going to be a lot of polls out there. Until the next couple of months, there's going to be a lot of dozens and dozens of polls.
So President Biden has seen them?
Obviously, we've all here at the White House has seen the polling. I'm just saying that we have to take them as a general rule. We should take these polling with a grain of salt.
And then on the apparent disagreement between the U.S. and its ally, to some of the other questions that you've already gotten, it is notable that we're seeing the U.S. more readily acknowledge some space between what we're advising and what Israel is doing. Like, Israel appears to be resisting the humanitarian pauses still. The president, the administration have been calling that for a couple of weeks, saying that we don't support indefinite occupation. That was a State Department briefing today after Netanyahu said that Israeli forces could be there for an indefinite period of time. And even in the readout from the call with the Prime Minister, the White House readout used again the language of extremist settlers. This is somewhat notably different than the kinds of language we were hearing immediately after October 7th. So can you characterize the closeness of the relationship right now?
It's extremely close. And we're, as was transmitted by the president in the call of Prime Minister Netanyahu yesterday, we remain solidly behind Israel as they.
Who in particular, given the Politico reporting from a little while ago that was a point of discussion whether he'd be.
I'm not going to get into the confirming that kind of those kind of press reports.